I am so ready. I'm so ready for this video. We are talking about Lashify today. You've probably seen everything about it, but let's get into it. Their brand ran by an individual called Sahara Lottie. They started or kind of launched in 2017 after Sahara patented her unique new lash style. Spiky clusters, which I can tell you as a working makeup artist, during that time, they weren't new or unique. Anyway, back to it. Clusters that were designed to be used on your underlash, along with a lash-safe glue and other technology, basically. So just a bit of background on the brand. Back in 2020, Lashify sued a lot of companies and manufacturers over this patent, including Kiss, Ulta, Walmart, and a lot of Chinese manufacturers like Holly Ren and World Beauty. Lashify claimed that the lash styles that these brands were making, they should have sued MAC as well because they had clusters, were direct copies of her patented products, and tried to take legal action against them. While she was successful in some of her claims, a lot of them were just thrown away initially because, and remember this for later, her lashes were being manufactured in South Korea, meaning that she didn't meet the laws around protecting her patent in the US, okay? So remember this. The brand also ran into a lot of trouble around not being able to meet their own technical claims of a patent, so not a lot ended up being done. In short, Lashify had this patent on the design of their lashes. They thought a lot of companies were duping them, copying them, took them all to court. Some of the claims were successful, but a lot of them weren't. One of the brands that they did not get recently through was You Call Me, and after their fans started speaking out about Lashify, it started maybe the biggest lash drama I've ever seen. So let's just swing back to this patent, right, and Lashify's claims. Before we get into this video, just remembering that the actual thing that Lashify patented, sorry, I'm going to pronounce that different ways all the time, was their unique lash appearance. Their gossamer lash, for example, which was individual clusters with a spiky, wispy look, as well as their underlash application method, which isn't something they... Okay, anyway, sorry. Oh my god, anyway. Applying like lashes beneath a natural lash, not on top of like traditional like falsies, like a strip. And they're bondage adhesive.
What's happening right now is true. I did, in fact, I mean, not me personally, but our legal team did, in fact, sue You Cool Me and take them off the market because they were infringing on all of our technology. The reason that you really love them is because they were infringing on all of our technology. What a lot of you, don't mind me because I'm doing this and I'm about to go out, so I'm putting my makeup on. So what many people, or you guys may not know, is that I created this product myself in my living room starting in 2015. And every single step I made myself. I came up with the new adhesive. I came up with the application technique. This is, you know, this is not just like sticking a strip lash underneath. It's a whole technique. Inner corner, etc. So, and I made this new kind of lash. And nobody had any idea what I was talking about, but I was like obsessed. And I made the first sample in my living room, and I didn't have a lot of money. And it ended up being one of the biggest things in beauty. It blew up. And it was only 2 years that I had before the knockoffs started coming in and robbing me of literally every single thing that I created, down to the double-sided adhesive sealer. Even our trademarks, our words, and nobody cared that it was patented. But I obviously did. And the thing is that what people don't realize is that this is a really big problem in beauty, and especially with women inventors. Like, we're getting completely annihilated. It's not even just beauty, actually. It's just like, I mean, my friend Cassie Ho from Popflex, she's getting counterfeited. You know, there's Marion from Bounce Girl. You know, the girl that invented the segmented strip lash, a friend of mine, Alex Byrne, cut up strip lashes. She was getting counterfeited, and I want to change that. And so we're holding these companies accountable because they need to pay us. They don't just get to come in and steal our whole market. It's not. It's just, it can't be that way. Otherwise, we don't stand a chance. And right now, I'm working with an 18-year-old girl who has this insane nail invention, and my goal is to help her. Within 2 days, she was already getting knocked off by the same people, and I really want to make a change. And I'm really, really proud of what I created. And that is why I'm fighting so hard and why I won't stop fighting. Because I really did do it all myself, and there was no one to help me. So I understand. Just know that I'm listening to you guys. I'm hearing you. I understand you want more affordable products. I wasn't able to sell an affordable product right off the bat. I wouldn't have had money to do anything. But I hear you, and I'm going to think about it on how to create a brand just for you guys that fits that price point. And ethically, you know, there are other companies that are selling these products ethically. This one just wasn't one of them.
I know that was very boring to listen to, I'm sorry. She's the most least entertaining person on planet Earth. While defending a product that you yourself developed is totally understandable, totally get it, definitely justified. This is where a lot of the arguments have started. She patented and sold this lash style. She definitely didn't invent it though. The brand hasn't been subtle or quiet about any of this in the comment sections or on social media. You can see here, Lashify says, "We created the first manga-style lash. The statement stands 100% true. She is the trendsetter in lashes that you can think imaginary people in Asia created. Magnetics were also created here by Katie Stoker. Next question. We literally created the first underlash with spikes. Oh my god. We've been here since 2017. You think Chinese dudes that don't wear lashes are designing these? Seriously? Let's not act like this wasn't a thing in 2000s, far before 2018. This commenter is correct. Let's not act like we didn't get a patent in 2016. It wasn't a thing. Stop trying to give credit to Chinese people for something an American immigrant invented. We're tired of it. Who's tired of it? Who's tired of it? Just because Asian people did it doesn't mean they copied. Plus, MUAs have been cutting lashes into segments for ages. Exactly. Why are they insanely expensive? Because you're used to counterfeit pricing. This is a real thing, not the Chinese bootleg. And this is from a small business. Hi losers, keep trying to sell a patented product on Instagram that you get from Alibaba. Watch your account go bye-bye, including your bank account. Lashify will sue you in UK courts. Make no mistake, shameful. Someone says, at Lashify, this is mad unprofessional. It is. And your products barely work. Are you suing Kiss products too? Because they too sell a similar system. I've been wearing Lashify for almost 3 years and the product works perfectly for me, and yes, they are suing Kiss for other companies that have infringed on Lashify's 175 worldwide patents. Listen, what kind of random person knows that they have 175 worldwide that's like someone within? So let's just get one thing out the way. Lashify factually did not, I'm telling you right now, invent manga-style lashes, like at all. And to suggest that is not only false, but completely ignorant to the history of the industry you are in. Before we get into that, let me just comment on brands who comment stuff like this from their brand page is so fucking stupid. You are so stupid. To be like, you, first of all, you, the letter U instead of the word you in a threat, being things like, next question, ending a sentence with, oh my god, we literally created the first underlash with spikes, oh my god. This makes you look so incredibly stupid. Really fucking stupid. Why do you always have to, and constantly bringing up, you're used to Chinese bootlegs, plenty of things are made in China that are absolutely fucking incredible. So I don't know why you keep, whoever is on this and I hope someone from this brand sees it. I hope Sahara sees it, because I have more things to say about you if you're watching this, first of all. But let's just carry on this. Let me not get sidetracked. I'm so pissed, I can't even tell you. You may have this business. You may have done whatever in business, but let me tell you something. It doesn't mean you're clever. It doesn't mean you're smart. It doesn't mean you're educated. You're clearly not, and we'll get into that also. You just invented this lash. Calm the fuck down, because you didn't. Anyway, sorry, I'm going off. Okay. Some of the best recorded examples of manga-style lashes were in the 1990s. I might pronounce this wrong, Gyaru and Gogal, which is high school girl fashion, which was directly influenced by manga art styles. And like trying to replicate that doll-like eye with accentuated cartoonish features, whether they're drawn on, whether they are actual lashes. It later came around again in the 2000s when Harajuku kind of culture and style came in, which was super expressional and heavily influenced by the pop culture of the time. Even in the 2010s, this spiky doll-like lash was in basically every other Japanese magazine. You literally have video footage from 10 to 15 years ago of people styling these kind of lashes. The nerve you have to come so boldly into an industry you clearly know nothing about, to then not bother to learn about, and then make public claims like this as a huge brand, to be frank, is lazy and disgusting and annoying and frustrating. Listen, people don't understand this, right? The world of beauty has been around for hundreds and thousands of years. Whether it was someone, a Neanderthal, living in a cage, crushing up seashells to make a bright highlighter, to a Victorian person using paper, printed paper, to add color to their lips. The industry, the actual industry of companies and brands selling products has been around for thousands and thousands of years. To think you have done something original is insane. But then to think you have done something original that has photographic and video evidence that predates you, that predates your invention, is lazy and weird. And we haven't even talked about the tones of these comments yet. You have been inspired by something that has existed in Asia, probably used Asian factories to make your product. And then, in the same breath, suggested that they are selling the counterfeit. And as your comment to that UK brand mentioned, the only thing you have done is patented a product in the US. As far as I'm aware, you are not valid elsewhere. I'd be surprised if you weren't countersued in Asia by much bigger brands. And if these outrageous claims weren't the nail in the coffin for them recently, people finding this definitely was. This is a post that was put onto their Instagram account, and it basically, well, it's AI first of all. Why do brands keep using AI? Whether you agree with it or not, as a brand, you know there's a market out, there's a group of people that hate it. Why keep doing it? It's lazy and boring. You could have stuck loads of lashes on a model. So the caption says, when you hashtag, stack your hashtag Lashify lashes and get a little carried away. Hashtag alter ego. They're trying to do something here. And on one side it says, meet Shannon. On the other side it says, meet Shanae. With these stacked up lashes, right?
Just when you thought Lashify only wanted us to meet Shanae, there's Cha-Cha too. Meet Charlene and meet Cha-Cha. I don't even know what this means. If you haven't previously seen this picture that Lashify posted before, where they said meet Shannon and then meet Shanae, when you stack your Lashify lashes and get a little carried away, hashtag alter ego, and how this is super racist, well, the Lashify founder, Sahara Lottie, is responsible for this marketing, unfortunately. And she has a Facebook group called Lashify Live where she vented on all the backlash she got for the ChatGPT generated post that she made. She said, I made these two hilariously silly AI images on ChatGPT. When you stack and get a little crazy, apparently they are racist, i.e. insensitive. I didn't get it. And people were telling her, like, yeah, this is pretty racist. And she's like, okay, I get it now. I was so confused. I was trying to think of the name of Shannon, and I made Shanae. ChatGPT did the rest. I do wish instead of being a-holes on the internet, people would educate and say, dude, you might not know this, but this can be offensive, and tell someone why instead of snickering to be mean. We're all here to learn and be better. The vulture thing is just too much. Either you're racist or not. But people say stupid stuff all the time. I'm not sure they always go hand in hand. This just tells me she needs an actual marketing team who would approve this stuff. I think it's crazy she posted an Asian AI generated woman while she's saying all these Asian microaggressions pertaining to lash clusters, claiming that Lashify has lash cluster patents. And now they're suing small companies like You Cool Me just because they're selling lash clusters, and that their product is not the Chinese bootleg, and that they were the ones who created manga style lashes, not the imaginary people in Asia. And they were saying, stop trying to give credit to Chinese people for something an American immigrant invented. Meanwhile, they manufacture their lashes in a warehouse in China. So make all of this make sense.
The fact, listen, if a group of people is telling you you have offended them and something you have done is racist, and a lot of people are telling you on the internet, why are you questioning it? Why are you confused? Where's the confusion? Where's the confusion? You clearly didn't see it because you posted it, right, in the first place. So your mind clearly isn't able to work in a way that thinks outside your own thought system. that might be able to learn from other people. Your mind clearly doesn't work like that. To then ask people to politely tell you you have been racist, when this isn't the first time she's done ignorant shit, is ignorant. It's stupid. No one has to teach you. No one has to educate you. You, at your age, and this isn't an ageist thing, but I hope you have lived a life that you have met enough people and learned from them and educated yourself on why this might be offensive to some people. You should know better. But to be like, oh yeah, no, I get it now. I wish you guys had told me nicer. No one owes you a nice explanation as to why you are being a racist. When you have a whole ass company, and it's not as simple as, oh, either you're racist or you're not. It's not that simple. There are microaggressions. There are things you might not even realize you're saying or doing because you've been brought up in a certain way, or society has brought you up in a certain way. Come on now. You should know better than this. This is a brand that apparently make like 18 million a year. They've won awards. Maybe it's time to invest in some social media people, get, what's her name? Sahara off the internet in general. She's not good for the brand at all. There's people like this that get so arrogant, unjustifiably so, that it's like, you really don't belong online anymore. You are so out of touch. You're so out of tune. Perhaps your thoughts and your view on the world have aged out and are quite old-fashioned, and perhaps you shouldn't have them out online anymore. On the other hand, I love it when brand owners do shit like this because everyone else can see where their money is going, who their money is going to. How are you as a business owner going to allow yourself to be seen this stupid online? So after Sahara publicly crashed out, or whatever people were calling it, I'm going to put some things up on the screen. You can pause to read. Let me just read this one to you for an example. And this is like in their Facebook group, like Lashify Live. Sounds like a MLM, doesn't it? I've honestly been cancelled like 18 times already over my mouth and my sense of humor. And guess what someone just told me? It's because I'm neurodivergent. Can anyone explain more about this? I'm going to put some more things on the screen. Pause it to read it, otherwise we'll be here for all time. Now, here they are. Have a little pause, have a little read if you want to. She's just being stupid. She's just being annoying, that's all. Let me say something. If you have been cancelled like 18 times for your mouth and your sense of humor, you're doing something wrong. Yes, there's dark humor, right? There's things we can laugh about in life. And yes, sometimes we have to laugh at things so we don't spiral and, you know, jump off a fucking building. But if you are being cancelled, you know what that's usually for? Something quite serious. No one's going to cancel you because you made a funny joke. So she came to her senses and attempted to make a kind of apology. So this comes with this screenshot to the beauty community lash lovers. Guys, is this okay? I need to say something. We hear you and we want to be real with you. You may never shop with us, and that's okay. You're still part of this conversation. We know how it looked. The legal talk, the sass back, the tone, and it didn't land. We fought hard to protect what we build, but it came at the cost of perspective. That's on us. Lashify is an intervention, and we'll keep protecting it, but not at the cost of community. This space was built by lash lovers. You're the reason any of this matters, whether you're calling us in or calling us out. What does calling us in mean? We're listening, we're learning, and we're shifting course. We're not trying to win you over, just to show up better. With love, Sahara Lottie. Have you ever heard of a ChatGPT hyphen? The extra long hyphen in between things? Let me put a little explanation in here for you and then just look at this title.
What's the ChatGPT hyphen? Just saw this video where the ChatGPT hyphen is being discussed by people much younger than myself, I think Gen Z. And this is the term that is coming into the lexicon right now. So what the ChatGPT hyphen is an M dash or an emphasis dash. You might have seen it, it's kind of like an extended hyphen, it's a double length hyphen. And the way you type it normally is hyphen hyphen on the keyboard. But that's amazing that the M dash is now becoming known as the ChatGPT hyphen. The M dash is already a pretty surefire way to know whether something has been written by ChatGPT because most people don't use it. Whenever I do any videos about this though, I always get a lot of people in my comments, and I'll get them now as well, who say, I love the M dash, I use it all the time, and personally I do as well. But I just want to say that it is now becoming the ChatGPT hyphen, and if you do use M dashes, you are going to get flagged up as potentially being AI generated. The same kind of goes for semicolons as well, which is a shame because using interesting grammatical constructions is fun, and that's kind of being taken away from us by ChatGPT.
Hi TikTok. Hello. My name is Sahara Lottie. I'm the founder CEO of Lashify, and I don't think that we've ever met. I haven't really spent a lot of time on TikTok. This is sort of a new experience for me. Right now, there is a lot of conversation and discussion happening in regards to language, culture, identity, and myself. So let's just get into it. I wanted to take a moment to
let me just say something here. There wouldn't be so much of a conversation around it if you weren't being petty and acting like an unprofessional child in the comment section. Brands go through legal things all the time, and we don't hear a single thing about it unless it's on some kind of beauty news channel, right? But you're in people's comments like, tee hee hee, we're gonna sue you. That's why there's conversation around you. Because you're acting like an immature child. You're not doing you're not doing it like this professional, legal way out of love for your brand. You're being petty.
discuss some of the concerns that I have heard about through this community, and really address the things that are bothering you guys. The microaggressions.
A lot of them.
Thank you. Thank you for those of you that called me in, especially in a kind way, because I actually had no idea that I was being
Why does she keep saying calling me in? It's not going to lessen the fact that people are calling you out.
Aggressive. And what
I'm sorry again to keep pausing it, but how, again, at your age, I know people are stupid at her age, but you work in the beauty world. The beauty world is full of a lot of people. I've worked in it for 20 plus years. How are you still unaware of microaggressions and what they are? Lies. She's just a racist, sorry.
realized, because I had to think about it for a minute, I really had to think about it, and what I realized is that this language, without a doubt, perpetuates harmful stereotypes, and I don't want anything to do with that. Listen, I can tell you wholeheartedly that that was not my intention, but it doesn't matter. What matters is the impact that it has, and that is the big thing that I always think that things happen for a reason, good or bad. There's a lesson in everything.
You were a racist for a reason?
And for me, the lesson was this intention versus impact. Because my intentions are always good intentions, but the impact...
Sorry. I'm sorry. Can we just look back at some of the stuff she said and said, my intentions are always good intentions? Can we just look at some of the things she has said? Good intentions where?
Impact that it can have on different people is 100% irresponsible, and that's not even something I want to be a part of. And I deeply, deeply apologize to anybody that I offended via my tone or my use of language. Flat out, the Shanae Shannon post, regardless of what it was inappropriate. And I take full accountability for that post. Comparing those names, again, perpetuates into really harmful stereotypes of Black women in the culture. And again, I don't want to be a part of that. So I was unknowingly, with a sense of humor or just sort of an ignorance all around, taking part in that. And I deeply apologize. I deeply apologize to anybody that was impacted by that. That was something that was wrong. It should have never gone up. And 100% I understand. Now, on the topic of manga lashes and cultural appropriation, I want to acknowledge that the words used could have been clearer. When I said manga lashes, that was poorly phrased. What I was referring to was DIY lash extensions, the segments, under lash segments that I created. Previous to Lashify, there was never ever a DIY lash with a spiky point like that. So that is what I meant by that. But let's make it clear that I did not invent strip lashes. I did not invent lash extensions. I did not invent flare cluster individual lashes. I did not invent magnetic lashes. But please note that the distinction matters. Those are all very different technologies.
No one said that. You said manga style lashes. Which, again, if you don't know what they are, why are you using that terminology? Or if you know what they are, why are you using that terminology if that's not what you meant? But you were so sure. You kept saying it, manga style lashes.
But bottom line is, the way that I said it might have come off as dismissive to others' contributions or efforts, and that is absolutely not what I meant.
The bottom line is, you went into this industry uneducated and ignorant, thinking you've done something amazing when you haven't. Bottom line is, you are wrong, you are incorrect, you have been, and you continue to be.
To address the comment about imaginary Asian people. That again goes back to intent versus impact. It really, what I was referring to was China in general, the country where things are getting made. But the way that I said it, once again, reinforced.
We know you meant China, you kept saying China.
These really harmful stereotypes. Again, something I don't want to be doing. I 100% understand the impact, and I'm 100% committed to doing better. Because I have to be honest with you, I kept wondering, why do I keep getting in trouble for the way that I speak? Like, I didn't get it.
No. Not up to this point. Not up to this point. Have you just figured out why you keep getting in trouble when you speak? It's happened before. I'm going to touch on something later. You know what you're doing. This is all bullshit. You know exactly what you're doing, and it's pathetic.
But I get it. I know that I am a lot. I'm, what do they say, a strong cup of coffee? I'm more like a tequila shot, okay? I'm a lot. But I am open to listening to criticism and
I don't think you are.
Really, truly hearing it. And the way that I've handled some stuff is pretty immature. So what you need to know about me is that I care deeply about my brand. I care deeply about women in business and innovation. I care deeply about this community, and I care deeply about people. And my goal in life is to grow as a person and be a better person and to help others as well. So I'm committed to showing up differently with more humility and listening to you. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you. I want to thank those of you that called me out on my sort of irresponsible way. It's really like an old school way of speaking. And again, impact versus intent. Thank you guys. I get it. Thank you guys. Thank you.
So if you truly have no idea that the language you are using was hurtful and perpetuating gross stereotypes, then maybe you're not fit to be in a position where you are speaking for your brand, for potentially millions of people to see. If you are comfortable enough to speak like that with no issue publicly, you have definitely said worse behind closed doors. No doubt, no doubt. What do you mean poorly phrased? How is anyone who runs a multi-million-dollar lash brand getting lash clusters and manga-style lashes confused? At the very least, you have made an incredibly embarrassing mistake. And at the worst, you haven't learned a thing. There was never a spiky lash like that. You're self-contradicting, by the way. Listen, I get it. We don't like people online. Some people, obviously, don't like me. We're entitled to like and not like whoever we want, right? You might think I go in a little bit hard. You might think I go in a little bit strong. Maybe I get angry about stuff, right? But something I am not as a result of that is racist or ignorant. Sahara. I also want to touch on the situation, right, that she had a long time ago with RobertMUA. So Manny gave these lashes possibly not a positive review, not a good review, to which she responds, I have it.
He thought they were. Honestly, I don't know what he thought they were. But I have to remember, at the end of the day, he can have all the makeup he wants, but he's still a dude. He's still a dude, man. Manny, you still a dude, bro.
They then go on to, I assume her, on their official Instagram page, post this saying, not everyone wants to look like a drag queen. We love you at Manny anyway, but he is also not a drag queen. A man in makeup doesn't automatically equal a drag queen. A drag queen is a performer, an artist. A person wearing makeup is just a makeup. It's like if anyone puts on makeup and you're like, oh, you think you're a model. It's like, no, I'm just wearing makeup. It doesn't, being a man in makeup doesn't make you a drag queen. That's a performer. That's someone who performs and makes money from doing that. All this just because as a business, you should expect positive and negative and neutral reviews. That's the way it is. Just like when you go online, you expect people to like you, hate you, love you. That's life. To go on your official page and post something like this is insane. It's crazy. And again, more ignorance to gay people, more ignorance to men in makeup, more ignorance to even drag queens. Pure ignorance. So we have ignorance to race, we have ignorance to gender, we have ignorance to the gay community, the queer community. I'm sure we'll be adding more to that list at some point. And yet you have the nerve to bring out a Pride collection this year. I really hope you don't mind men wearing these. I really hope you don't mind drag queens wearing these. But given your past and your current state of who you are as a brand, it's no wonder that you have comments turned off on all your posts, because I most certainly would have a thing to say on this. Again, this is where you are uneducated on the beauty world in general. Men invented MAC, a man invented NARS, Revlon, Maybelline, Kevin Aquan, of course. Men have always been huge players in the beauty industry and still continue to be till now. It's actually a whole thing, right? It's actually kind of sad. That's why a lot of indie brands, successful indie brands, are founded by women, because they kind of have to do it themselves, and they do it very well. But men have done a lot for the beauty industry. Max Factor, come on, do your fucking research on an industry you are entering yourself in and think you know so much about. When a man puts on makeup like me, like Manny, we aren't claiming we are women. We don't think we are now women. We don't think our gender has completely changed. I am still a man sitting here in makeup. I am a man wearing makeup. If you are so old-fashioned and ignorant to think that makeup is a gendered thing, then good for you. Go and be ignorant and annoying by yourself. But don't try and enter an industry where everyone of every gender is celebrated in different ways. You know what I mean? You're still a dude. Yeah, he knows he is. But what does that mean? He can still do makeup better than you. I can still do makeup better than you. Now what? What does that mean? I'm talking directly to Sahara, not to anyone else, because I'm sure there's loads of people that are incredible makeup artists. But what does that mean? Tell us, what does that mean? He's still a dude. Okay, so what? It's not a bad thing to be a man in a beauty industry. It's not a bad thing to be a man as an influencer who wears makeup. So what's your point? Again, you apply your own product and make them look shitter than they are. So what's your point? I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't attack people's personal looks, but one thing I don't stand for is racist and ignorant people in general. I won't do it. I do not like this person. I think she is horrendous. I just think it's at a point now where you have made this mistake so many times throughout your life. You think that you are now changing because some people called you out on the internet? No, I don't think so. You have that ignorant mindset in you. It is set in you. You are an ignorant person. Full stop. This is why it's so important when you are looking at brands, when people are like, oh, I separate the brand from the owner. No, it's really important that you don't. It's really important that you know who you are giving your money to, who you are funding with your hard-earned cash, who is making millions of your money when they might hate you as a person, don't like your race, hate your lifestyle, hate the fact that you are a man wearing makeup. The fact that she insulted a male beauty influencer because they didn't like her product and then said, you're still a guy, irrelevant. Makeup has always been something in the lifestyles of men. Again, do your fucking research, know the industry you're in, get a grip. How are you like this? Get a grip. Done. Thoughts, opinions, comments, leave them below. I'm over it. Thank you for watching. Bye.